Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and this is the first verse of Quran from Surah Mu'minun, chapter 23, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. First guarantee is given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that indeed the believer will succeed. And the way it is says according to the Arabic grammar, the key of success is guaranteed to those who are believers. So this is the first thing, the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you are a believer, you are successful. And this is the message, an answer to many people. They are saying, are you successful in your life or not? And they have different criteria for success. Someone is, if you have your own house, then you are very successful. Someone, if you have your own bank balance, you are successful. Different people have different criteria. And based on their criteria or what they have in their mind, they always analyzing people, yaar falana bada kamyab ho gaya. It is a very common discussion in our society. Falana bada kamyab ho gaya. Aur falana te bilkul. And all our analysis based on material world. But one analyze and one key of success and one measurement and paymana from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. The real success for those who are the true believers. And what are their signs? How are you going to analyze someone is believers or not? Because many people claim, everyone say he is the strongest moment and he is the true believers. 7 things mentioned in this verse. And bear in your mind, I will say it very simply, you have to remember it. If you know these 7 things, and if you remember these 7 things, easily, without asking someone, you can analyze that this person is a successful or true believer or not. He succeeded in his life or not. The first, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the second verse, الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. Those who are humbly focused in their prayer. One is offering prayer, it is mentioned afterwards. الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. When they are offering prayer, they are very focused and they are very humble. Khushu means to show humbleness. And this humbleness refers to your physical humbleness and your spiritual humbleness. Physically, when you stand in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, look at all the a'mal, the way we raise our hand and the way we stand. Just this tarah ghulam nahi khada hota, slave. Have you ever thought about it? The whole portion, the way, look at to the place where you're doing sajda. You are not looking here and there what is happening around. Very humbly you stand, folding your hands like a slave. This is the khushu' zahir. And then when you go to ruku, completely the way you do ruku, and then when you go to sajda, the complete humbleness. And that's why sajda is a complete sign of humbleness and submission to the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when you do all these things, there is another khushu, the inner self. That you are, when you're standing, how humble you feel yourself. Some people reading salat and they thinking, फलाने ने भी नहीं पढ़ी नमाज, फलाने ने भी नहीं पढ़ी, आज ते ओ भी नहीं, आज ते ओ भी नहीं, ते अच्छा, ये सारे कोई नहीं आया तो मैं तो जमात च खड़ा. I remember one person when he came to me and he said, ओ फलाना जड़ी नमाज पढ़ता है ना, ओ दी नमाज बिल्कुल ठीक नहीं, एक करता है, ते वो करता है. You know, sometimes you notice 1 or 2 mistakes, but the way he was noticed looks like, I was surprised. मैंने उससे पूछा यारा, I will tell you the masla afterwards. But when you see him, वो कहता मेरे आगे खलता सी. मैंने कहा what you were doing? कहता मैं भी नमाज पढ़ता सा. मैं कहा तू नमाज नहीं पढ़ता सा, तो पीछे पे ऐसा जिवें गड्डी नहीं, गड्डी पाकिस्तान पीछे लगी होती है, बम्पर टू बम्पर. तू खुदा ने बंदे नमाज कितने पढ़ी है, तू तो उसे नहीं नोटिस करता रहा. पांचा उच्चा ते इच्छा. The way you have observed him, I don't think you have recited anything with full intention. जितना तुमने उसको गौर से देखा है, जिसमें उसकी जुराब का सुराख भी तुझे नजर आया, पांचा उसका तुझे नजर आया, खड़े होने का तरीका तुझे, अल्लाह के बंदे, तूने नमाज किधर पढ़ी, तूने तो अगले को ऑब्जर्व भी करता रहा।